stuff with his daughter Alex and stuff like that. Definitely. Back here?
No, I'm sorry.
Well, because everyone dies eventually. Jacob died, and as you can see, Richard Alpert had a gray hair, so he was eventually led to age, and we assume die.
It just didn't take as long.
Yeah. Well, who knows? I mean, we don't know.
That's true.
As Christian aptly said it, everyone dies.
Right.
It's just a matter of when. So we don't know when this sideways, reality happened. It could have happened 200, 300, 2,000 years later when finally they were all dead, and then they could find each other again.
Yeah.
Well, just like we never got the helicopter and Claire in the helicopter thing. Yeah, for me, I think that's kind of, it can go with, Desmond saw a lot of different ways that Charlie would die. I mean, they kind of tease us with that for like 6 months or something like that.
Well, how many people are upset they didn't get that? Because I know we get a lot of emails saying, I better see Claire and Aaron leaving on a helicopter, I'd be upset that Charlie died. I mean, how many people are upset by that?
One person clapped up there, right there. Upset too. Okay, we got two people that are upset about that.
Oh, we got a riot going on.
Over here. Oh, what's that? I mean, how many people saw the Times Talk Live thing? Yeah, yeah, he did say there would be like a...
He was in it.
Huh?
He was in it. He was in the little flashing. When Jack was flashing, he was...
Oh, yeah.
So he wasn't technically lying, he was in it.
Well, I guess maybe what they're saying is that the characters were concluded, but he still wasn't really concluded. I mean, you're right. The way they kind of set it up, it did feel like it was going to be more than that.
Is he still here?
Yeah, we'd be satisfied. I mean, I can kind of get where he's coming from, but then at the same time, it's like, we still didn't really get a conclusion to that. Because they weren't in the church.
No.
But it was great to see Boone again. How about that? It's always good to see Boone. Ladies love him. Right here. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. That it did show, and it's really cool how the whole entire long con of Jacob kind of went about. And I still go back to when they were talking about how they were building a runway on that island.
Yeah.
And it was like, what? Runway?
That's just stupid.
Yeah. But then look at how pivotal that was to this episode, and how the gyroplane got to take off and land on that island safely enough.
How many people were happy that the plane took off? Because I know a lot of people were going, there's no way that plane could fly.
Hey, I'll take some duct tape. A couple welds. Right back here with the flower in your hair, is that right? Yes? Yeah, I agree. She said that to what Hurley and this kind of Damon Carlton is telling us, that to keep debating about loss, to keep the island in our hearts, and I agree, and that's what I really hope this episode would do, was help us discuss and debate it while concluding it at the same time. Do you think we did that, Chad?
Yeah, I just was sitting there thinking, I know some people aren't going to like this episode, but I don't know how you can't. To me, that it was just a perfect episode.
The perfect episode.
I loved it. It had action, it had drama, it had, you're cheering up, you're cheering, it was great.
Get a little tear out of it. The Lapidus thing for me was the most surprising. I thought he was dead.
Well, him and Richard. I was saying Richard was dead. There's no way he could survive, and Lapidus is. Get over it, he's dead. I was saying it last night at the party. I said, oh, he's dead. And I said, oh, wrong.
That and Richard Alpert. Richard Alpert being alive was awesome.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. But yeah, actually, for the Levi's thing, I was like, I thought I had a good source that said he was not coming back, but I guess she wasn't that good of a source. Joe, who's leaving right now.
Or she said he wasn't.
Huh? Well, she did an interview with Jeff Beatty, and he said no, he didn't film anything else, and that was it. So we tricked him.
Liar.
Smart guy. Right here? Well, yeah, they could probably just tell him it's gonna be like the opposite of the first scene in the entire show. Yeah, but then again, like, did he really know? He could just been talking. Like, all the other actors said he was full of crap, so. But, you know, who knows? He may have known. But then I think if he just told him that, I mean, I don't think that's really that spoilery, you know? Because it's so, if you just tell him that last thing, I don't think it really gives away too much.
If he did, he knows how to keep a secret.
Yeah, yeah. We'll never know. We'll never know. The lady in the 48, 15, 16, 23, 42 shirt. Yes. Yes, Comic-Con. Woo! Yes, we did cry. I cried. Did you cry?
I got teary.
I think where's Caesar? I think he was really crying because I heard like bawling behind me. Caesar was sitting behind me, and I was just like, he was like. Is that true, Caesar, or was I just hearing things?
Yeah.
The guy behind you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the other guy. Yeah, I got teary-eyed.
But yeah, I did cry.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was I mean, you cried, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just part of whatever, you know. I mean, like, the sun was too perfect. That should have been our dead giveaway right there.
Okay, Mom. Okay,
All right, Dad. I'm gonna play the piano, Dad.
Well, he was so angry at first. We first see him, he's an angry
Well,
kid.
and now we see why Widmore and Eloise were so hesitant to start it. Because I think they wanted to enjoy it more. They didn't want it to end yet.
Well, Eloise said, are you going to take my son?
Yeah. And no, so she still got
Yeah.
her son for a while.
Not right now.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
Unless you shoot him again.
Aw, poor Daniel. Right back here. We never did find out his name.
Sam.
But you know what? It's better that way, quite honestly, because no name was gonna live up to whatever we, you know, pictured in our heads. Did anybody think any name could really live up to something that we thought it would be? No. Jack. That'd have been funny. That'd have been funny. Right here. Like the origins of why those names were chosen, or those people?
Well, didn't Jacob say he chose them because they were at the bottom?
Yeah, I think, well, he used it as a lighthouse, which I think they showed, to like find these people. And he said he chose these people because they, their lives would be bettered by the island. So that's why they're on the wall. And I think the numbers were just a numbering system, I think. I don't know if they were really that, you know, like important, aside from the fact that it was an organization system for him.
Something they could put in every episode.
And make us go crazy. But yeah, but I wonder if they're still going to stick with the lost experience explanation for the numbers, which is part of the Vanzetti equation, and when the end of the world would happen.
I don't think they care. If they're done, they don't care.
Right here? Mm-hmm.
good point.
Was it any of that? Was it Entertainment Weekly said that? Doc Jensen, who's awesome, said that names were so important on the show. The fact they didn't give him a name made him soulless and even eviler.
You almost had no name when you were born. You know? But your mom said, okay.
Oh, right here.
Nothing.
For me, like, I think the light was part of that electromagnetism. Just because they just called it a light didn't mean that that's what it was. Because I think Desmond's ability to still resist it proves that that light was probably the most concentrated magnetic source on the island, electromagnetic source. And I've said this before in the past couple weeks, you know, magnetism is very prevalent in the world today, and it's actually what the magnetic poles in the earth help make a protective shield around the earth, and that it actually saves us from the sun's rays. So my theory is that if that thing went under, that was like the linchpin. That was like kind of the major source of magnetism on the island. If that went, the magnetic polarity would go, and then the world would end. So that's what I would think if he never did put that wine plug back in. And I thought it was pretty awesome that it really was a cork.
Yeah.
It was a cork. So Jacob told us that one pretty early on, right?
How did Jacob know it was a cork?
He must have went down there. Well, it doesn't have to necessarily be an island. I think he's right in the sense that there is these different pockets of, you know, electromagnet or magnetism, whatever you want to call it. And I just think probably the island is the strongest point. And I think it's all interconnected. But yeah, I do think that's what it was. I do think that's what the light was. But I like the fact that they didn't really get too midichlorian about it. And they just let it, you know, just be more of the symbolism of the significance of what it was. Right here? Yes.
You know, I was thinking that. I go, well, who are those guys?
They're just people that died. I mean, to me, that was just like the same as when you go on Pirates of the Caribbean and there's skeletons there. It's just like, oh, well, they died. Who cares?
It was Johnny Depp.
But, yeah, you know, and who here liked the Adam and Eve reveal? Yeah, Owen's kind of You know, I liked it. I thought it was good. I mean, if you think about it, for the story that we watched on this show, the mother and Man in Black, whatever happened to them, and how they died and whatever happened, started this story and where we're at today. So that makes them the Adam and Eve. That makes them the people that, I mean, that's the start
Well, I know a lot
of this entire story.
Reading the emails, a lot of people didn't like it.
Well, but I think, but look at what I'm saying is like, they're the start of the story.